பேர் ஸ்ரீ ஆனந்தா. நான் இலங்கையில் என்னுடைய அப்பா வந்து ஒரு டீ எஸ்டேட் வச்சுருந்தார். ஐ வாஸ் born in பலாங்கொட. அண்ட் இந்த பலாங்கொட வந்து ஒரு சிட்டி கைண்ட் ஆஃப், நாட் அ பிக் சிட்டி. அப்போ நாங்கள் எங்களுக்கு படிப்புக்கு மை பேரண்ட்ஸ் reasonably, they are middle class people. I wasn't too clever as such because I was involved in playing cricket and all that. So I played for St. Thomas's Mount Lavinia. It's a big school in Sri Lanka. Competition was so high, I wasn't clever enough to get into university in Sri Lanka. My father always said, do not depend on this tea estate for your future life, because life is going to change for us Tamils in this country. அப்படிதான் எப்பவும் சொல்லி கொண்டிருந்தார். இதுதான் எங்களோட சிட்டிங் ரூம். சிட்டிங் ரூம் ஒரு எல் ஷேப்பாக இருக்குது. என் ரெண்டாவது மகள் வீணை ப்ராக்டிஸ் பண்ணுவா. அதுக்கு பிறகு என் வைஃப் ஒரு மியூசிக் டீச்சர், கர்நாடிக் வோக்கல் வீணை படிப்பிக்கிறவா. இன்றைக்கு ஃபேஸ் டு ஃபேஸ் கிளாஸ் வந்து நடக்குது. நார்மலி இந்த பேண்டமிக்கோட ஜூம் கிளாஸஸ், அதான் சி ஹேஸ் த கம்ப்யூட்டர் அண்ட் எவ்ரி திங் இதில். இப்போ ஸ்ரீலங்காவில் சிங்களீஸ் தமிழன் இருக்குது. இது வந்து அப் கண்ட்ரி என்றபடியால் இட்ஸ் இந்த சிங்களீஸ் ஏரியா. அப்போ அந்த தருணம் பார்த்து அந்த நேரத்தில் ஐ ஹேட் அன் அங்கிள் ஆஃப் மைன். ஹீ ஒர்க்ட் ஃபார் த WHO and he said, Sri, don't worry, I will finance you, go to UK to do your further studies. I came to London to do my degree. Completed it in 1981. In 1981, the estate was attacked by the Sinhalese thugs in Balangoda. The thugs came and they burnt the house. அப்போ அதுதான் இந்த படம் இந்த எரிஞ்சு இருக்குது. ஸோ அந்த வீடு எரிஞ்சு படம் முழுக்க எரிய இல்லை. ஸோ இட் வாஸ் ஆன் த ஃப்ளோர். அப்போ அங்கே லோக்கல் கிறிஸ்டியன் ப்ரீஸ்ட் ஒருவர் அங்கே எங்களோட வீட்டை போகணுன்னு he found it on the floor, he took it and kept it. Because it was a planned attack, they put a note on the factory door. They said, don't burn this. Singalathil eludhirundhathu, make a puchandepa endal, don't burn this, because that is what they are coming for. And whole attack was planned by other Sinhalese business people who thought, these are Tamil people, we want to get rid of them, this is the best time. So when that happened, I had just completed my degree here, and I thought, I don't have a life in Sri Lanka, and so I thought, okay, I'm going to stay here, and I'm going to make a life for myself here. The one thing that I appreciate in this part of the world is there is, to a great extent, there is the rule of law. They treat everyone equally. To a great extent, I won't say completely, but to a great extent, everyone is treated equally. When the British left, the majority population noted that all the big jobs, all the educated people were Tamils. So the first political party that took over after the British managed to have some kind of balance between the two communities. But then for political expediency, another politician called SWRD Bandaranaike came along and brought the racist card into politics. And that is the point where the difficulties between the Tamils and the Sinhalese started.
When our country became independent, naturally the question arose of national language superseding English as the official language of the country. Sinhalese we decided upon as the official language, because 70% of the people of Ceylon are Sinhalese.
So he brought in rules like Sinhala only. So if you want to have a government job, you have to learn Sinhalese. You have to know Sinhalese. Most of the Tamil people had to just walk out of their jobs, basically. All the civil service jobs became vacant because the handful who could pass the Sinhalese examinations stuck to their jobs, but the rest of them just fell apart. Tamils also, because of the discrimination, they started their own businesses and they were successful, and the Sinhalese couldn't handle it, so the politicians exploited the difference and they set up the urban poor against the Tamils to go house to house burning the houses. So Tamils lost out on their property and businesses starting in 1958. They set up the armed forces, the police against the Tamils all the time. Of course. It's a majority government, it's a Sinhalese government. So they not only made it Sinhala only, then they also said, Tamils are only 18% of the population. So in the 4 universities that we have, we can only give you 18% of the seats. So as a Tamil, you had to get very high marks to get a place in the university because there are limited places. Whoever who could afford it got out of the country. So that's how the Tamils started moving to Australia, to all other parts of the world. So we lost our estate. Then in 1983, we lost our house in Colombo. That was burnt down. Tamil politicians were on a Gandhian principle, non-violence. And when we say non-violence, the Sinhalese just beat us up. So my generation, that's Prabhaharan generation, said, these people don't understand non-violence. We are saying non-violence and they are beating us up. So we have to take up arms. That's the only thing they will understand. So that's how my generation, Prabhaharan's generation, he was born in 1954, I was born in 1950. So it is our generation that said, okay, we are going to fight back. And that's how the various groups, the militant groups in the Tamil community started.
The growing sense of disillusionment among Tamils prepared ground for a separatist Tamil group, the LTTE, to emerge. The group became the strongest of all rebel groups based on its unwavering demand for a separate Tamil homeland. Tensions ran high between the government and the rebel group in July 1983, leading to a full-blown civil war. In a massive anti-Tamil pogrom that followed, Tamils were hunted and slaughtered. Some reports claimed that thousands of Tamils were killed. Thus began the spate of attacks by the LTTE.
We take computers and stuff in our luggages, take it there and set it up and leave it and come, so that they can, and they were so clever, they are so clever. When people are pushed to the end, they somehow come ashore, they swim, they work hard, they work so hard. The summertime came along and it's like 3 months and I have to do something. And I was looking for jobs here, there and everywhere, and the only job I could get was washing dishes. I have never washed my plate at home when I grew up, never. But when I came here, I had to go through that. Tamils have achieved a lot in this country because there is the rule of law in this country. If you work hard, you can get somewhere. I mean, I'm not saying this is a perfect world, but in comparison to what we have experienced in our own countries, this has given us an opportunity to blossom. I really, really want to go back and alleviate the difficulties that my community is undergoing in my own country, in Sri Lanka. Not only the Tamils in the north and east, that is the Sri Lankan Tamils, but also the upcountry Tamils, of people of the Indian origin, because in our estate, they are the people who worked for us, and I owe my life to them. So I have to do something for them. I have had a privileged life. I have worked hard, but I still think life hasn't been fair to them. Life has been fair to me. I have lived a privileged life, not them. So it is my responsibility to see them. I'm a Sri Lankan Tamil, that's all. There's nothing more to it. When I put my foot out of the door here, the way I behave outside is, that is the flag I want to represent.
விடை கொடு எங்கள் நாடே, கடல் வாசல் தெளிக்கும் வீடே, பனமரக்காடே, பறவைகள் கூடே, மறுமுறை ஒரு முறை பார்ப்போமா? புதட்டில் புன்னகை புதைத்தோம், உயிரை உடம்புக்குள் புதைத்தோம்.